Like, you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, because she's like 22, 23 years old, and the whole world is watching.
Sophie Cunningham, who is become the summer it girl, the blonde bombshell, the bombastic battler. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's wing woman in the WNBA.
Sophie Cunningham just launched her first podcast episode, and within the first 5 minutes, she said something that exploded across the entire WNBA community.
If I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
No hesitation, no sugarcoating, no build-up. She came in direct and unapologetic. What she said? It literally pisses me off when people say Caitlin Clark is not the face of the league. Yeah, that's what came out of her mouth, word for word. And just like that, the entire internet lit up.
Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't.
Did you get fined for that?
Yeah, like $900,
Oh.
which like our fines are a joke. And you fining me $500 is not going to do.
Yeah, that was a bar. That's a shirt.
Hot girls
Fine.
like to be fined.
Fining me $500 won't do. That's sick.
Now here's what's wild. The second she said it, everyone had something to say. Some folks cheered, some clutched their pearls, and others jumped straight into comment sections like it was a full court press.
It literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as
But the real question is, was she wrong? Honestly, no, not even a little bit. Because whether people like it or not, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA right now. That's not an insult to the other players. That's not some grand disrespect. That's just the truth, plain and simple. Let's break it down.
WNBA player Sophie Cunningham has come to Caitlin Clark's defense again. If you remember earlier in the year, Sophie stood up for Clark with this foul.
Going coast to coast, and we got another.
Now this year has not gone great for Clark. She's been hit with a string of injuries, and when she's played, she's averaged 3 points fewer than she did last season. And this is causing people to say that Caitlin shouldn't be the face of the league anymore. Well, here's what Sophie had to say about that.
It literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
Caitlin Clark's rookie games are selling out arenas across the country, not just in Indiana, everywhere. She's bringing in record-smashing viewership. Her jersey, gone in hours, sometimes minutes. People who've never watched a WNBA game before are now tuning in. She's got endorsement deals from some of the biggest brands on earth. Her name is everywhere, and her highlights hit ESPN and TikTok within minutes of the final buzzer. That's not hype, that's impact, that's influence. That's what being the face of a league actually means. And yet, every time someone like Sophie Cunningham points this out, the pushback is immediate. Why is that? Why is it so hard for some folks to admit what's happening in plain sight?
The league has never really seen anyone quite like the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark. There have been stars before, but there has never been anyone who drives so much audience or, frankly, so much conversation as Caitlin Clark.
Because if we're measuring this by reach, relevance, or growth, Caitlin Clark is doing more to bring attention to the league than anyone else right now. That's not opinion, that's data. And still, you hear people say things like, she hasn't earned it. Or, what about Aja Wilson? Or, this isn't fair to the vets. And listen, nobody is dismissing Aja, or Stewie, or Chelsea Gray, or anyone else who's been grinding for years. Those women are legends in their own right, and they deserve nothing but respect. But being the face of something, that's not always about how long you've been in the game. Sometimes it's about when you step into the spotlight, and what happens when you do.
Well, Caitlin Clark has had a remarkable impact on attendance. 35 consecutive sellouts at Carver Hawkeye. The senior average attendance over 14,900. Rookie season with Indiana, the home average attendance, a WNBA record over 17,000, and on the road, a league record over 15,000 average attendance.
Caitlin's timing couldn't have been more perfect. She came into the league with a firestorm of hype, but what she's done since, that's where the conversation really starts. She didn't just arrive, she delivered. She's taking hits on the court, dropping dimes, hitting logo threes, and doing it all under more pressure and scrutiny. Does giving Caitlin Clark credit suddenly feel controversial? You look at men's sports, and nobody blinks when someone's called the face of the league. When LeBron was crowned the face of the NBA, no one was crying about Tim Duncan being overlooked. When Mahomes took the NFL by storm, nobody stopped to ask if it was unfair to Aaron Rodgers. Sports fans understand how this works. Stars drive the narrative. Stars bring in the money, and more importantly, stars bring in the casual fans, who eventually become loyal ones. So why can't we apply that same logic to the WNBA? Every time Caitlin's name trends, someone acts like it's a personal attack on the rest of the league. But here's the reality. She's not taking away shine. She's bringing it. When 20,000 people pack an arena to watch her play, they're not just seeing Caitlin. They're seeing Asia. They're seeing Nafisa Collier. They're seeing Kelsey Plum. They're seeing a league that finally has the eyes and cameras it's been fighting for. And once those new fans show up, a whole new world opens up for everyone. The league doesn't lose when Caitlin shines, it wins. Because whether you love her game or hate it, she's undeniable. She's become a cultural moment.
This is a name that's been blowing up more recently. Caitlin Clark, obviously a phenom in women's basketball.
And no, it's not just about basketball. There's more at play here. Identity, race, media bias, politics, all of it bubbles under the surface. Some people aren't used to seeing a white Midwestern guard become the poster child for a league that's always had to battle for recognition.
How monumental is the Caitlin Clark effect? Clark will make her regular season WNBA debut on Tuesday when the Indiana Fever take on the Connecticut Sun, and as expected, the game is already sold out. The Sun's first sold-out home opener since 2003. Ticket prices have skyrocketed. Courtside seats for this game are reselling for over $2,000 each. As for the rest of the league, the Las Vegas Aces and Washington Mystics have already moved to bigger venues to accommodate for the demand when Caitlin Clark comes to town. The Indiana Fever have also become the most followed WNBA team on Instagram. The Caitlin Clark effect is real.
And yeah, that brings up some uncomfortable conversations. But Caitlin didn't ask to be the symbol of anything. She just showed up, put in the work, and the spotlight followed. So when Sophie Cunningham says she's tired of hearing that Caitlin isn't the face of the league, she's not just defending a rookie, she's defending the truth. And honestly, more players should be saying it. Because if the WNBA finally has a household name, someone casual fans can identify, someone brands want to align with, someone who can draw a crowd in any city, that's not something to push back on. That's something to build around.
She is standing up once again for Caitlin Clark. And this time, it's a little ridiculous that she even has to. I mean, think about this. Caitlin Clark is, of course, the face of the WNBA.
Yes, it's hard to swallow when someone new gets the attention you've been working years to earn. That stings. That's human. But Caitlin isn't responsible for how long it took the world to care about women's basketball. What she is responsible for is showing up now, when it finally does, and making sure that attention doesn't disappear. She's not asking for special treatment. She's just playing her game. And that game, it's changing everything. So instead of dragging her down, how about we start lifting up the fact that we're finally here? Women's basketball is on fire. The crowds are growing. The stories are getting told. The money is starting to flow over jealousy or pride or the politics of who deserves what.
The WNBA season hasn't even officially started yet, but the impact Caitlin Clark is having is still insane. First, you gotta keep in mind what she's already been doing. Caitlin brought in an estimated $36 million to Indianapolis last year in her very first season with the team. She was also credited with generating 27% of the entire league's economic activity that season. Fever jersey sales increased by 1,193%, which is a lot. And the team saw a 265% increase in attendance.
We're going to miss the bigger picture. This is about momentum, and momentum doesn't come around often. You ride it, or you let it pass you by. Caitlin Clark isn't the enemy. She's the elevator. And Sophie Cunningham. She's the one who just pressed the button and said, let's go up. Thanks for watching. Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. This is Her Hoops. See you next time.